The Western civilization is in decline. Are you going to fall and burn down with it, or are you going to rise up? Come on now.
We'll teach you some of the things that your schools didn't teach you. We'll teach you some of the things that your parents didn't teach you, but they should have. The purpose of this is to teach and to spread culture, a functional culture, a civilized culture. That is the purpose of this.
This applies to all lands, all peoples, the religious girl, the atheist girl, all of it. That's the beauty of it. So you will get your fill of self-improvement here if you would only pay attention.
I don't get on here babbling. I get on here giving you information that is evergreen.
Understand, and not all of you will. I speak to the leadership class. I don't speak to the dimwits. They'll never get it. Let's get into this work, ladies and saints. No one does it like I do it. Not a single person does it like I do it, because I come in prepared and well-researched. You don't ever hear me speculating. That's why I don't have to say, maybe, I think, no. I talk what I know. And if I don't know, I'll tell you straight away. This I know. Let's get into this work. First thing I want to say is some of you may be seeing me for the first time. I filled up 4 passport books. I've seen the whole world many times. And I tell you, this is why I'm not a racist, because racism just doesn't make sense. I've seen Asians who are geniuses. I've seen Asians who are fools. I've seen blacks who are very bright. I've seen blacks who are completely brainless. I've seen whites who are the same. Human beings generally focus on the same things: having a happy, healthy family, having enough to eat, being able to enjoy the better things when holidays come around. There's some of us that they know are serious. There's some of us that they know are productive and they're going to get the job done. They do everything to detract and to degrade and to deride and to scare you away from these leaders. They will call you all kinds of names to scare the people away from you so that the people have no shepherd. Marquette, what do you mean? They'll say you're leading a cult. Why would they say that, Marquette? You're not leading a cult. You lead people who are Muslims. You lead people who are Christians. You lead people who are Jews. You lead people who are atheists and agnostic. How could you be a cult leader if you don't talk of religion? Well, I'm not. And that's why you have those who are unintelligent and wicked. They say, oh, he's building a cult. No, goofball. It's a political movement. Yes, it's a political movement. It's not a religious movement, goofball. And why do they call me a cult leader? Because they want to scare people away, because they believe that if people followed me with a level of dedication, then they would not be able to tear me away and get away with it.
Because I'm not here for fans. This is a movement. I'm not even here to entertain you. We just finished up the drip trip in Vietnam in person, men on the ground, boots on the ground. I have a real movement. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to be compared to your YouTubers that you laugh and giggle with. If you look at my catalog, you'll see I have meaningful content. I talk about the importance of Mr. Rogers as a leader of males and a father figure for an entire generation. I talk about geopolitics. I talk about how you can create product-based business. I read the Bible at length. I read the Quran at length. I give you spiritual guidance. I'm not here to entertain you. If you haven't noticed that, please unsubscribe. We don't want you here. Okay, thank you. And we are having a lot of movement in the right direction. So it's been a pleasure to build this thing with all of you.
But what I tell you is that they will kidnap, they will arrest, detain, and murder your leaders. And if you let them do it, they will continue doing it, and you will be a lost people. They murdered Saddam. They murdered Muammar Gaddafi. They displaced Bashar al-Assad. And they're not done. You know me. I don't engage in filthy behaviors. I don't engage in sexually deviant behaviors. I don't engage in adult content. I don't engage in abuse of anyone, women, children, anyone. So prepare to know that they will try to throw dirt upon me. And you know that at my age, why all of a sudden would I become a degenerate? Remember, check my background. That's why I recommend you can read the Black Box. You can get it on Amazon. Just type in The Black Box, Marquette Burton. Or you can get a low-cost ebook right now. Go to thesasson.com, THESASN.com, click products, and you can get the Black Box on ebook or even on audiobook. The reason I tell you that is because of this. My first job.
My very first legal job. I worked at an after-school program.
I was the youngest employee ever in the city of Pasadena's history. I was a recreation leader, 3. I work with children. My first job, working with children, after school program. Went to University of California, Berkeley.
I completed high school at age 16, tested out, went to community college, did a 2-year bit in 1 year, came into the University of California as a third-year junior at age 18. I then founded a fraternity. You see, I'm creating a lot of things, okay? I forgot to mention I created an organization before I left that after-school program. I was also the youngest employee ever for the city of Pasadena, where I worked as an after-school program Rec 3 leader. But anyways, I created a fraternity, which still stands to this day and is the largest fraternity on campus. Created a fraternity from scratch, non-drinking fraternity. You see, I didn't just start with this non-drinking thing. My whole life. Created a non-drinking fraternity, which is now the biggest fraternity at Berkeley. I graduate.
And upon finishing the degree and getting accepted into prestigious law programs, I decided not to go because I want to give something back. Education had given me a lot, took me out of poverty, took me out of stress and wondering how I would survive. So I wanted to give to children who were like me what had been given to me, education. I did a program called Teach for America, which right now is just embroiled in the pushing of LGBTQ propaganda. But I did Teach for America because they could put me in a classroom in front of poor black kids like me, poor Latino kids, poor white kids, poor kids. It was poverty that was hurting me. It was nothing else. It was not my skin color. It was poverty and ignorance. And so I taught in Baltimore, Maryland, to some of the kids who were the most deprived in our nation.
And then I go into, mind you, I graduate early. And I choose to go into Teach for America. Teaching who? Children. A teacher of children in a ghetto called Baltimore. Every day, and you can ask the kids about this, I arrived to work 2 hours early. I used to arrive to work and you can read about this in my book, The Black Box. I used to arrive to work so early that the security got mad at me because they had to show up on time to open up the school. That's how early I would arrive to work. I work my ass off. Tutor every day after school for $0 for free. Then I would walk home through their neighborhoods where the kids live. And that's why they respect me at a different level.
I taught there for 2 years. I had great gains. And then after that, I founded a nonprofit.
Did that for 2 years while pursuing a master's degree, and I founded a nonprofit. And every weekend I would tutor kids and teach them computer skills at a local church, where I created a program to feed the kids and make sure that they were savvy on those computers. Why? Because the schools didn't have computers. I got the computers put in there. Then I worked for a nonprofit in Baltimore, Maryland, doing wraparound services for impoverished Black families in Baltimore. Then I was recruited to work for an ed tech company, did well with them, millions of dollars of business development. I said, hey, I could do this for myself, created my own company. Eventually it was quite successful. And you track my whole way through. Oh yeah, when I was in university, I forgot to mention this, I took a bachelor's in political science, which lets you know I've always been very interested in politics and political movements, which is why when you hear me speak on geopolitics, it's just a higher level of understanding. And you see, when I build things, I'm building a political movement, the likes of which the world has never seen.
They're here to make $1. I'm here to make a difference. We're going to get into it today. There will be many lessons. I hope you all have your notepad and take these lessons to heart.
You can find people who tell me, hey, Mr. Burton was my teacher when I was 11 years old in Baltimore, Maryland. And he taught me health, wealth, relationships, and communication. Same thing I'm teaching you all today. You can find people, kids in Baltimore, Maryland say, hey, Mr. Burton got my electricity cut back on when the city of Baltimore cut it off, had our family in the dark. Mr. Burton cut our electricity back on. Then I went from that and I managed a program at Johns Hopkins Medical, giving wraparound services to, again, kids and families. I'm speaking of what is written on the souls of all of humankind. The Arabs call it the fitra, your natural sense of right and wrong. I'm speaking to that which is written on all of your souls. Yes, I speak to the God in you, not the God in the book, but the God in you is what I speak to. I don't need the book. Come on now. That book ain't done a lot for you guys, but you still love bringing it up. It's fascinating.
I'm dealing with what is real. And what is real, that puts me in the realm of
what your politicians should be doing, because they're supposed to be political leaders. Sometimes you have to lead people to a place that they're not ready to go, a place they need to be, but they're not ready to go. So you got to drag them there. Martin Luther King spoke of the mountaintop. You think black people are ready to get to the mountaintop? No, got to drag them there sometimes. The culture is so low right now among the blacks, the whites, everybody. We got to drag them out of their filthy thinking and their filthy behaviors. Come on now. You believe so little in yourself that you don't ask, who is the Pharaoh today? Who's the Pharaoh among us? You believe so little in yourself that you don't ask, what can I build today? What can we build today? You look to the past to establish your greatness, not trying to look within yourself and see what is great within you right now, because you don't think it's there. You don't think it's there. Come on now. But I do content because I know it's impactful, it's meaningful, it's culturally relevant, and I give education. My first job, my first professional career job was as a teacher, and that's still what I am today. And if you haven't subscribed to patreon.com/the Saint and the Sinner, subscribe and get your education for self-improvement, dealing with women, developing spiritually, and also support this work. Show love to those who show love to you. You dig? Marquettism is for everyone, and that is why the philosophy is secular, because Islam is for the Muslims or those who would convert or revert, Christianity for the Christians, and so on. Marquettism is for all of you. I don't ask you to leave your faith. I ask you to go deeper into your faith. I ask you to be a better Jew, to be a better Hebrew, a greater Muslim, a more stellar Christian. I don't ask you to leave your faith. I ask you to become more faithful. So when you track through my whole life, you'll see it's been extraordinarily consistent. When you hear me speak of my sadness for orphans, those who have been left without parents, left without caretakers and guardians, you read my book, The Black Box. I tell you not only my story, I tell you the stories of my kids that I raised up merely as a father while myself being a young person. So many stories of kids that were abused because I was a teacher. I taught 150 kids in Baltimore where 10% of the population was on heroin. Heroin, my boy. They banging needles. You know what kind of despair that is? So when you hear me speak about protecting the kids and create policy around that, culture around that, when you hear me say that no woman should mix paternal blood, it's because I heard so many stories of mom got a stepdad in the mix and stepdad is touching the kids because they're not his kids. So I speak from lived experiences on things that have always been important and core to me. My first job, raising the kids up. My second job, raising the kids up. I founded a nonprofit, raising the kids up. My degree in political science. Then the first big internship I did, fellowship, was in politics. And that's when I figured out politics was wicked. When I worked for the mayor of Baltimore as a liaison between the mayor of Baltimore and the CEO of city schools. I think it's like one of the top 10 largest school districts. Everything you find in my background. And then when you look at my philanthropic work, I don't want to name any of the organizations because I don't know if they want to be associated with my YouTube channel, but you can trace every single thing I've ever done. It has perfect alignment. Marquette is all about developing the youth. Marquette is all about using movements to alter and improve culture. My whole life. Never drank alcohol, never used drugs, my whole life, same guy. And unlike a lot of these YouTube nerds, while being that straight edge guy, I was also the top dog socially and romantically, super player, my whole life. There has been no change. There's been no pretend. There's been no reinvention. That is why the only dirt they can throw on my name is falsehood. They can only cast falsehood and lies. Come on now. The great effort of the enemy is to divide and conquer you, dummy. So they want to separate you. They want to make you weak. So when you have a strong organization with a great leader who is inspired, who is knowledgeable, who is clean, what they're going to do is they're going to throw dirt on them. They're going to put lies on them. And then they're going to try to break apart the organization. They're going to try to make this man think he should be the leader. They're going to try to make this man not believe in the leader. They're going to try to make this woman put accusations on the leader. And you cannot let that happen. You must be a true believer and a true follower. Why? Because we're talking about civilizations here. The Western civilization is in decline. Are you going to fall and burn down with it, or are you going to rise up? Come on now. Come on now. That's what they're going to do to you. Yes.
I tell you, I'm not a part of this civilization which finances bombs dropped on children. I'm not a part of that civilization. No, sirree, Bob. I'm not a part of a lying, stinking, rotten government that claims they don't want immigrants, but they've been letting immigrants in since before I was born. I'm not going to be a part of that civilization. They lying too much. No, sirree, Bob. I'm not going to be a part of a civilization where they give gender reaffirming care, aka mutilating the bodies of our youth. I won't be a part of that one. So, sir, we are at war with that organization, with that civilization. So I ask you, when someone rises up among you, are you going to follow? When it's time for revolution, are you going to do what is necessary? Or will you be in the background as a detractor, grumbling and gossiping about the leader instead of following him because he's the best you got? And doing the work that serves the people, giving the people jobs, cleaning them up off of drugs and alcohol, making the women dress modestly. That's what I'm speaking of. I don't need a reference for that. The reference is in the work. What you need to comprehend is that the black man is always going elsewhere for the knowledge, for the spirituality. He is so lost. The Arab has Islam. They say, hey, it came from our land. And if you would like to learn our religion, let you learn it in Arabic, our language. You'll be closer to God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Jewish man says, Judaism, it's ours. If you'd like to learn it, learn Hebrew, our language. And you can be like us. Because we're the best. We the best. The white man says Christianity, it's our thing. And Jesus, he's white too. And if you want to be a Christian, worship this white guy on the cross. And mind you, if Jesus is white and he's a component of God, then God's white. The black man goes everywhere else to get his idols and his religion and his God. That's the point, goofball. So sit down and shut up when you don't understand the point, okay? Thank you. One of the reasons we cling to religion is because we believe it brings some kind of order and it focuses everyone on goodness. And sometimes we want to believe that everything works out and that good people get good outcomes and that bad people burn in the hellfire. That you do bad things, you will suffer. If you're a good person, you will have much barakah in that, and you will profit by your goodness. Well, let me tell you guys something. The religious peoples, the peoples of the book, seem to ignore a bit, which is the idea that God isn't doing everything. You have to do something. Yeah, I think that's an important concept. You have to do something now and then. God is not doing everything for you. God didn't build the ark. Noah built the ark. Pay attention. Sometimes we think we can pray everything away. I'm going to leave it up to God. Did Noah leave building the ark up to God? God gave you directions. Go ahead and get to building. Men, you must build. Some of you guys are leaving things up to God, or you're leaving it up to somebody else. That's why it never gets done. Learn from Noah. Be a builder. Build is what you must do.
Anything that you learn will benefit you for a lifetime. Eventually, a gold watch will need a repair, or a silver watch might need a shine. Backpack briefcase over 20 years might deteriorate. But your knowledge will enhance you and become more valued over time. So what I value most is the education. So on thesassin.com, I think that's where we have Boss University listed. And for me, that's the one that focuses on self-improvement and self-management. And when I think about what makes me the happiest and what allows me to manage the down times in life, when you're experiencing challenge, I put those lessons into Boss University, and that's life. It's about how do you live a high quality life on a consistent basis. That's why you guys never see me come on stream down and sad. Not because I don't have challenges, it's because I know how to manage challenges. It's because I know how to thrive. I know how to keep it player. So I tried to put that knowledge in Boss University. So I'd say that's my favorite product on thesassin.com. It's the knowledge. It'll always be the knowledge. Everything that I have is because of knowledge. Everything I have is because of the execution of good knowledge.
You heard me? Like, knowledge is fantastic, but you actually have to do something in this world. Thinking is not an activity. You heard me? Thinking is sometimes a waste. Overthinking is even more waste. So you get the knowledge, get satisfied, like I know enough, and then get to action. Ladies and saints, sometimes you go brain dead watching life, forgetting to live life. What I mean is that you should be asking yourself, am I watching life right now, or am I living life? And every time you should be trying to live life.
And my wish is for all of you to live prosperous, happy, meaningful lives.
Those who are wise will always be able to see what I'm doing, because if you can't watch 4 of my videos and not see what I'm about. You can't watch 4 of my videos and not see that there's something deeper here. And more importantly, you can't be among the saints and not see that we have something strong and powerful, and it only gets stronger. Saints, it has been truly a pleasure to be here fellowshipping with you. I tell you, I could have done a lot of things tonight, and I'm so happy that I did this and had this time to spend with you. It's been an honor.
I thank you to all of you who share the ism with people, because it is truly life-changing. A woman reached out recently, a gentleman that shared the ism with her, and I think that it's always a blessing to people. So let us spread this way, because we are facing huge levels of evil dominating around the earth. Ladies and saints, let us end this with our tradition, the
Creed of the assassin. Repeat after me with full conviction.
knowing this is true of you.
The creed of the assassin.
I am going to be who I truly am.
Because I am remarkable. And I'm going to strive every moment to show the greatest part.
To show the greatest part.
To show the greatest part
of who I am.
Until next time.